Chapter 20, 2 Steps Forward. It is 9:30 in the evening, the 1st of August, and the light rain is falling. Brief, blustery storms have alternated with this steady rain most of the long, boring day. Thunder rumbles occasionally in the distance. Sarita has gone to her room. Charlie's father is watching a car chase movie on television, and Charlie is stretched out in the recliner chair, her eyes closed, ignoring the movie and letting her mind drift. Coyote spent most of the day behind the boxwood hedge at the front of the house, lying against the bricks under the roof overhang out of the rain. It is the closest he has ever come to the house, and Charlie considers it a huge step forward. He isn't there now, he isn't there now, hasn't been since it got dark, but still he purposely took shelter against the house. She quiets her mind and lets images come to her of Coyote in the woods across the road. She can hear the rain on the leaves overhead, smell the damp ground. She senses more than sees Coyote in the darkness, feeling the nest he has dug himself in the leaves beneath a shrub that leans over a tree stump. His back is against the stump, his nose under his tail. His fur is damp, but the dampness doesn't reach all the way down to his skin. He has not eaten, she knows, since breakfast this morning. Charlie opens her eyes and sits up. Coyote ought to have a bedtime snack, something more than a few pieces of liver in the afternoon to carry him through the night. Sarita has bought a big box of biscuits for large dogs. One of those would be good. I'm going out, she tells her father as she pushes herself out of the chair. I'll be back in a few minutes. Where are you going? It's nearly 10 o'clock. Charlie points to the clock on the DVD player. 9:42. I'm going to take Coyote a bedtime snack. Do you know where he is? Somewhere close, she says. Outside, the rain has dwindled to a heavy mist. The lights of the city, reflected by the clouds, give the gravel a tone of pale gray against the deep shadows of the woods. She whistles and calls for Coyote. I've got a biscuit, a big one! Then she stands very still and listens. Distant thunder growls. Water drips from the trees. She calls Coyote again, mentions the biscuit again. Nothing. She whistles 2 more times, and it's about to whistle again when she hears movement among the trees. She calls again. In a few moments, a shape, pale in the darkness, materializes out of the trees. Coyote moves across the road and stands a few feet away, his tail waving. He has come when she called, out of the woods, at night. Good dog! I brought you a bedtime snack. She holds out the biscuit and says, Sit, as she always does with Sadie. He stands for a moment looking up at her, and then, to her complete astonishment, he sits. She gives him the biscuit, and he crunches down on it, and pieces fall to the ground. He swallows the first bit, then stands up to get the others, picking them up from the road one at a time. When he has gotten the last crumbs, he doesn't immediately bolt back to the woods. Slowly and gently, Charlie reaches to pat him on the head. He allows her to do this, his tail moving slightly. Charlie has an idea, suddenly. So radical is this idea that she stands for a moment trying to decide whether it's even possible. Yes, it is. Stick around, she says to Cody. I'm going to get you some liver. She turns and hurries back to the house, leaving Coyote at the edge of the road. Inside, she piles a handful of liver pieces into a saucer. Then she changes into her sleep t-shirt and gathers sheets and a light blanket and a pillow from the linen closet. I'm trying an experiment, she tells her father as she heads for the stairs, the saucer of liver balanced on a pile of linens in her arms. Sarita, she calls as she starts down, holding the railing and moving carefully to keep from dropping anything. Is it okay if I come through your room? Well, sure. What's up? Sarita is in bed, reading. I'm going to spend the night in Mom's studio. Sarita puts down her book. You're going to do what? I'll explain tomorrow. Is it okay if I use your bathroom in the night? Of course. At the closed door of her mother's studio, Charlie stops for a moment. Can she do this? Yes, she decides. Yes, it's the only way. She turns on the light at the wall switch and closes the door behind her, and goes to the daybed under the farthest window. Setting down the liver, she dumps the linens on the floor and begins moving the boxes from bed to the work table, putting them on the floor underneath it. When she has spread the sheets and blankets on the bed and settled the pillow in place, she surveys the room, trying to see it through Coyote's eyes. Too bright. Charlie turns on the desk lamp and switches off the overhead lights. Better. Then she opens the outside door and the screen, slides the metal disc in place to keep the screen door propped open, and steps barefoot outside under the roof overhang. It is raining again, and lightning brightens the sky, intermittently as thunder rumbles closer. The woods of the empty lot next door are dark against the sky. "Coyote!" she calls up toward the road. "Coyote! Liver!" She puts her fingers in her mouth and whistles once, twice. Then she gets Liver and stands, watching and listening. "Liver! Come get some liver!" After a moment, Charlie hears, over the sound of the rain, the light jingle of the tag on Coyote's collar. He appears in the spill of soft light from the door, his ears down, rain dripping from his nose. "Liver?" she says, holding out a piece to him. He looks at the house, his shoulders hunched, then slowly, cautiously moves forward and takes it from her fingers. Charlie backs through the open door and holds out another piece. "More?" she says to him. "Come in and get it." He stands in the rain and begins to whine. "It's okay, you can come in. It's dry in here." Coyote whines again, but doesn't come. Charlie's trying to decide whether to go back and give him another piece of liver outside when the lightning flashes blue-white and thunder cracks. Coyote scuttles in through the door, snatches the liver from her hands and swallows, and then stands, shivering, looking around the dim, shadowy room. Charlie discovers she is holding her breath. Coyote is inside the house. She's afraid to move, afraid he'll realize what he's done and scuttle back into the rain. Lightning flashes again, and the thunder follows almost immediately. The rain is pouring now. Coyote looks from Charlie to the open door. She offers him another piece of liver, and he takes it. Still, she barely dares to breathe. She wants to go close the doors and keep him inside, dry and safe, but she knows what a closed door means to him. Knows he would feel trapped, the way he was in the shed. She stands, watching as he checks out the room, his eyes darting back to the open door again and again. "I won't close it," she tells him. "You can stay in or go out, whatever you want. If you want some more liver, you should sit." He looks up at her, and then sits. Piece by piece, Charlie gives him the rest of the liver. When she has finished, she holds her empty hands up to him. "All gone," she says. After a moment, Coyote lies down, facing the open door, his chin out on his outstretched paws. "Good boy," Charlie says. Moving slowly and carefully, she goes to the desk lamp and switches it off. Darkness closes in, so that now what little light there is comes from the sky outside. The rain continues steadily. Coyote stays where he is. Lightning flashes again, and then she can see his form outlined against the open doorway. The thunder comes a moment later. The storm, Charlie thinks, is moving away. Slowly, so that she doesn't startle him, Charlie gets into bed, pulling the covers up to her chin. The studio may get a little wet, and a little buggy with the door open all night, she thinks. But Coyote is in the house. Thank you, she thinks to the storm. If it hadn't been for the thunder and lightning, she doesn't know if this idea would have worked. But it did. It did. 2 steps forward today, she thinks. The second step is such a big one, she wants to shout in triumph. Coyote is in the house.